Hello guys and gals, and welcome. So today we're going to be looking at another unique item. This one is called the Battlebranch Poleaxe. The Battlebranch Poleaxe is one that doesn't really have any specific character in mind, and honestly it's a fairly nice little poleaxe for level 25. It has a nice array of effects, and it doesn't really have a lot of variables either. So we're going to go over this item together, and we're going to talk about it. So the non-ethereal version is 30 to 66 damage with a strength requirement of 62, which is certainly usable by just about everybody in normal difficulty at level 25. Usually you have 62 strength on most characters. It has a 30% increased attack speed and a level requirement of only level 25. The 30% increased attack speed is certainly going to make this a lot more viable for certain characters, like for instance maybe a shape-shifting druid, a polearm barbarian, or a mercenary. 70% enhanced damage, which does vary from 50 to 70%, so a very small variance there. We also have attack rating, which varies between 50 to 100, which is also a very small variance. We have 7% lifesteal, which makes this a prime mercenary item, and plus 10 to dexterity, which is definitely very nice to have on anything. It gives you some extra defense, some extra attack rating, and unfortunately because we're not using a shield with this, we don't get the block rating, but dexterity does happen to have a nice effect on your block rating as well. Now this particular pole arm is also available in an ethereal form, if you can find it, and it has 45 to 98 damage in ethereal form with a strength requirement of only 52, so 10 less. Now, this particular polearm doesn't have a very specific appearance. It just looks like a generic polearm. And if you notice, the ethereal version loses its shadow. So, very, very cool. Now, this particular item is definitely one that would be nice to put on a mercenary. And if you found an ethereal one specifically, I feel like this is a really, really good choice at level 25 for a easy merc polearm. You've got lifesteal, you've got increased attack speed, and it's definitely going to dish out a decent amount of damage. So if you did find an ethereal Battlebranch Poleaxe, you might want to hold on to it for some lower level mercenaries. Now this item can be upgraded 2 tiers, believe it or not, and we're going to explore whether upgrading this item is worth it or not. So what we need is 2 Ral runes and 2 Soul runes, because we're going to upgrade both. And there we go, we've got 2 Rals and 2 Souls, and we need 2 Perfect Emeralds. So we're going to upgrade 1 tier first, and then we're going to take a look at it, and then we'll upgrade to the next one. So upgrading the Poleaxe will get us to the next tier, and we need the Ral, the Soul, and the Perfect Emerald. So we're looking at 30 to 66 with 62 strength and level 25 requirement. And one upgrade is going to get us to 57 to 127 with a dexterity requirement of 67 and a strength requirement of 113. And the level requirement didn't really go up that much from level 25 to 30. I feel like that's a pretty solid upgrade. I feel like at least 1 tier upgrade on the Battlebranch Poleaxe to the Partisan is definitely worth it. I would say that is a thumbs up. Let's go ahead and let's do the ethereal version as well, which is 45 to 98, 52 strength, and level requirement of 25. And now we are looking at 86 to 190 with a dexterity of 57, strength of 103, and a level requirement of 30. So not a bad upgrade from tier 1 to tier 2. The level requirement didn't go up that much, and unfortunately the strength and dex requirements did go up quite a bit, but not so much so that they're unwieldable by a barbarian or a mercenary. I feel like that's still within an acceptable range. However, now let's take a look at upgrading it to the final tier. So we are going to need a Lum rune, we are going to need a Pul rune, and we are going to need a Perfect Emerald. So we've got 2 Lums, 2 Puls, and 2 Perfect Emeralds. Alright, so let's go ahead and upgrade this to the final tier, which is going to be the Cryptic Axe. So we've got Bink, 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 the Lum, Pul, and Perfect Emerald. So we got 57 to 127, 67 dexterity, 113 strength, and level 30 requirement. Now don't be surprised, because this is going to go really high. Cryptic Axes have a rather high requirement. So now we are at 56 to 255 damage, 103 dex, 165 strength, and a level requirement of 71. So as you can see, a rather large leap from level 30 to level 71, because the Cryptic Axe really is a very high level item. And now let's do the Ethereal, which is 86 to 190, 57 dex, 103 strength, and level 30 requirement. Now it is 83 to 382, 93 dexterity, 155 strength, and 71 level requirement. So tier 1 to tier 2 upgrade, definitely worth it. Tier 2 to tier 3 upgrade, not so much. I feel like the tier 2 to tier 3 upgrade really just upped the requirements way too much, the level way too much, and the damage not enough. And this has to do with the enhanced damage. So because this has a relatively low enhanced damage of only 70%, it doesn't upgrade very well from tier 2 to tier 3. And that is a big issue with a lot of items that are on the lower scale. The reason is because a lot of these items were balanced around lower difficulty settings, and then when you upgrade them to the higher difficulty setting items, they don't really scale well. And this just happens to be one of those items. So the Battlebranch, definitely a good upgrade for 1 tier, but not really a good upgrade for 2. Would certainly be viable on a mercenary in normal and nightmare difficulty, but obviously you would want to replace this by hell. It would definitely be useful on a shape-shifting druid. I could definitely see this being a good shape-shifting druid choice, as well as a good choice for a polearm barbarian. Eventually you're going to replace this with some better choices, and if you happen to find an ethereal one, I feel like this is a solid choice to hold on to for a normal difficulty polearm for your guys. I mean, it has a relatively low requirement in its original state, and a relatively low level requirement as well, so very easy to toss on your mercenary and keep him alive. The lifesteal, the damage, the increased attack speed, all of which will go very well with a low level mercenary. And that first tier upgrade from tier 1 to tier 2 is definitely worth it as well, with only a 5 level increase. And the stats do go up quite a bit, but I feel like they didn't go up enough to make it prohibitive. Anyway, as always, I do appreciate you guys and gals watching my videos, and if you want to find this particular item, it's going to drop pretty much everywhere in Act 4 normal, Act 5 normal, and pretty much all the rest of the game, Nightmare and Hell difficulty. So you should find these all over the place. Anytime a regular Poleaxe drops, you're going to have a chance to get a unique Cryptic Axe. And as always, thanks for watching.